So is there a breakdown? Is there a breakdown in communication between the Babalakin-led committee and ASUU?
It is not even a breakdown. They are not coming up as expected. Why that negotiation was to start after the first sitting, it was stalled for over 6 months on the pretext of the fact that the Abuja airport was under reconstruction. The education of the Nigerian citizens is not the priority of this incumbent government and the successive ones. That much we know, because their children, unlike ours, are not schooling here.
Do you think that will change? Because we're looking at, a lot of people are looking at change at the moment. Do you think that is possible, that it will change? Your thoughts about that will change anytime soon?
Sir, like I said while I joined this discourse, nothing in life is permanent. Change would change and then change and change when there are conditions to warrant this. So we are not fixed, but we are focused on ensuring that the Nigerian university educational system, the public one, so to say, will not join in the politics to kill it, just as we have watched the ruling class kill public primary school, public secondary school. We will not allow the Nigerian public university system to go this same wrong path.
Well, Dr. Iwomi, I mean, those who will quickly remind, in fact, yesterday, the minister did say that his children attend Nigerian schools. There are governors who have their children in Nigerian schools. So just to point that particular incident or that particular point out, because you mentioned it. But speaking about that Babalakin committee, when you say they were not sitting, did you then notify perhaps the ministry or Ministry of Labor? Because those are part of the things they are citing as how they thought this could have been avoided, this strike, this latest one.
Sir, there are systems where you have their laws written, others are unwritten. You have antecedents and precedents in the philosophy of higher education. We are Nigerians. Most of these individuals are our students in the past. Some of them are still our students as we speak. When we get to the point of playing politics with the life of a nation, there are ways by which, as a labor union, once it is processed, we discover that is the way to go. So we don't look back once our hands are on the plow. So they could say whatever they feel like saying. We are telling Nigerians that what obtains is just the overdose to kill the Nigerian university system. And we are ready to reject it. We won't be shy and then take some dose of poison from some friends in court.
Well, Dr. Iwomi, are we likely to see this strike called off if perhaps the National Assembly wades in, or if the government says, well, clearly some of these funds are not budgeted for at this time? If there was communication breakdown, we're willing this time to get back to the table and then take those issues perhaps in the next budget.
You started by saying calling off. ASUU doesn't call off a strike. We suspend a strike. I want Nigerians to note this. Then we come back to the issue of budget. Who are those budgeting? What are they budgeting for? I mean, it's a shame that as a nation we have 6% of our annual expenditure line for education, and you have 11-12% for lunch for less than 0.5% of the citizens. It's a shame. So if it is next year that they can budget, we are not in any way in a hurry. So we will be here, God sparing us and giving us life. Then we take it up then.
You know, let's even ask, because there's this impression about ASUU, something that ASUU, with incessant strikes, industrial actions, calls, they say, unnecessary attention to themselves rather than some of the situation in Nigerian universities, because they think that when wages of ASUU is increased, yeah, primarily the strike will be called off. But we never really emphasize on improving the university curriculum such that the graduates will be a lot better. Even the ones that are leaving schools don't have jobs. So they think that ASUU not focusing on some of those key issues primarily.
Sir, I had to say somewhere yesterday, and I want to believe it's a public forum too, the facts are facts, and fictions are of that calling. It is rather encouraging to hear people who lead this polity speaks this way. The facts are there that the Nigerian university teachers are the least paid in Africa. Don't let us take it outside this continent. We are the least paid. And so when issues are being raised, the immense majority that are not that consciously educated look at the effect and we forget the cause. If we want the Nigerian universities to be in good shape and then insulate these other players describing the unionists and activists in our universities as Nollywood actors, we need to address the cause. You are a graduate. From this interaction, sir, get to interact with 90 or thereabouts % of the last 10 years graduates of the Nigerian university system. You get to know what I mean. These are people who you can simply, without any intent of ridiculing people, as in-graduates, they actually could construct. I mean, don't let me just go to that part, sir.
All right.
The Nigerian university system is dying.
All right, Dr. Yomi.
Support now. We need to revive it.
All right, then we need to anchor at that point. Dr. Isaac Oyewumi, the chairman of ASUU, Lagos State University chapter. Thank you for talking to us this morning.
The pleasure is mine, sir.
All right, then we're back in a moment. Join us again.
Thank you.